God. Apologies for that. Sorry. Okay, long story short, I played this game just now for about an hour. Maybe more, like an hour and 20 minutes or so, and then I came out of the game after saving it and stuff, and it turned out that DxTory had decided not to record it properly. So I'm more than a teeny weeny little bit annoyed about that, frankly, so we're gonna have to go and now I must go and do a whole bunch of stuff I just did again, for the sake of you lot, because otherwise, yeah, there would be an unforgivable amount of stuff skipped. So I need to go back and do it all over again, I'm afraid. So anyway, pay no attention to this little red icon-y thing in the corner of the screen here. That is simply there to let me know that the game is recording. I had it hidden previously, because you can change which position of the screen it's on. And previously I had it hidden, so that it didn't show up on the recording. It normally doesn't show up on the recording, but for some reason in Baldur's Gate 2 it actually does, for some reason. I had it disabled previously, so it didn't get in the way, but it turns out it looks like I do actually need it there, because otherwise I have no idea when this bloody game is recording or not. So, okay, that aside, firstly, I apologise for the black bars at the side of the screen in the last video. I've since managed to figure out how to get rid of those in editing. It's because of the screen resolution of the game, I'm afraid. So there's that. Anyway, I'm going to pause the game now and pause the recording, sorry, right now, and make sure it is actually recording properly now, and then I will be back momentarily. Right, okay, apparently everything is working fine now. Finally. Whew, anyway, right, so here we are, standing out here on the road. We're on the Lion's Way, which is what this road is called, leading to Candlekeep. And Gorion is dead. He's been killed in an ambush, which we narrowly escaped ourselves. And we're alone now. Imoen came along, and she's decided to join us. Because she, much like Marcus, decided she wanted to take the earliest opportunity to get out of Candlekeep, because she found it boring there. And anyway, I think she's about to talk to us anyway, so I will unpause the game, because I previously had it paused, as you can see down there. So
what? A waste of my talents.
Okay, maybe she's not going to talk to us. Odd. Anyway, we now have the option to head off north to go to the site of the battle, and like she said, he might still have that letter she mentioned on his body. So we're going to go up there and we're going to have a look for Gorion's corpse, unfortunately, and see if we can find it. And see if we can find this letter as well. Maybe it'll shed a bit of light on what on earth is going on at the minute. So I'm being quite cautious when I travel up here as well at the minute, because there's lots of deadly wildlife around here, and none of it is friendly, and some of it is actually quite powerful for a pair of level 1 characters to deal with. Alright, here we go. So Marcus, how are you doing? Well, how's Marcus doing? Well, right now he is probably furious. In fact, he's absolutely furious. He's to the point where he's probably shaking with rage, in fact. He's shattered at the fact that the Gorion is dead, but he is also enraged completely and utterly with these attackers. He's probably spent half the night pacing up and down on the spot, muttering inanely about what he's going to do to these people when he gets his hands on them. He's going to cut off their thumbs and feed them to pigs and all that kind of thing. So to put it short, Marcus isn't doing so well. He's not. Gorion very much meant the world to him, and he the only thing he wants in the world right now is to make the people who killed him pay with their lives. So, a vengeful sort is our Marcus. Very wrathful. So anyway, yeah, to make the understatement of the year, I've been better. Do you have something on your mind? Not really. I was wondering how you were feeling, seeing if you're okay and all. You just don't talk much lately, all quiet and stuff. Well, yeah. Gorion's dead. Mysterious assassins are after me, and I can't even start imagining how to survive another day. It all happened so suddenly. I'd hate to see this eat away at you. We'll get him, you know, that guy, whoever he was who killed your dad. We'll find out who he is, and we'll pay him back good. And don't even think of ditching me either. I know what I'm doing, and I'm in this as much as you. I liked Gorion, and you're my best friend. I'm your best friend too, whether you know it or not. You can count on me, and don't you forget it. Okay, we could say that we can't make any promises, and that we want to assemble the most efficient group possible. But Marcus would never say something like that. As I said before in the previous video, he's not going to toss Imoen aside very lightly at all. And indeed, we need to keep her around anyway because she's in the second game. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, when it comes to this playthrough, I'm going to be far less concerned with building a party of characters that work well on paper, and more concerned with building a party of characters that, you know, would get on with Marcus, or that I like having around in general, if you know what I mean. I'm not one of those people who plays Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect or Dragon Age and makes a party of people that statistically work really, really well. I'm one of those people who just picks the characters he likes having around. So I'm probably pretty much going to do the same here, really. Anyway, so what brings this on, Imoen? I don't think I've ever seen you act this way. I'm just mad, that's all. Mad, sad, and a little worried, I guess. I'll get over it. I was trying to make you feel better, and now I'm all worked up. Come on, let's go find an evil dragon's lair or something to loot. On second thoughts, a hobgoblin cave is probably more your speed. Or maybe a Svart village? I'll have to think about this one. So there we go. Imoen's shown a bit of concern, as well she should. Now, I think that entire conversation is from as a result of the NPC mod I have installed. Normally in the game that wouldn't happen. In fact, normally in the vanilla game, the NPCs are very, very quiet. They barely say a damn thing at all. Unlike in Baldur's Gate 2, where they talk and they banter quite a bit, you know. So I like to play this game with that mod installed because I've gotten used to the whole banter thing from playing the other games like Dragon Age and stuff. So it feels very odd to have a really, really quiet party all the time. So that's why I have that installed, and frankly I think the writing for it is just as good as the stuff that's actually in the game by the official writers, so, you know, that's why I keep it in here. Otherwise I would have gotten rid of it ages ago if it was terrible writing, you know, so. And here it is, or he is, Gorion, dead, and for some reason underneath a rock. Oh no, that's the... Yeah, this is something left behind by one of the bad guys.
Yeah, no sooner said than done.
And this is Gorion. 50 gold, a dagger, which we don't need, and a letter. So let's read this letter, shall we? My friend Gorion, please forgive the abruptness with which I now write, but time is short and there is much to be done. What we have long feared may soon come to pass, though not in the manner foretold, and certainly not in the proper time frame. As we both know, forecasting these events has proved increasingly difficult, leaving little option other than a leap of faith. We have done what we can for those in thy care, but the time nears when we must step back and let matters take what course they will. We have, perhaps, scroll down, thank you, been a touch too sheltering to this point. Despite my desire to remain neutral in this matter, I could not, in good conscience, let events proceed without some measure of warning. The other side will move very soon, and I urge thee to leave Candlekeep this very night, if possible. The darkness may seem equally threatening, but a moving target is much harder to hit, regardless of how sparse the cover. A fighting chance is all that can be asked for at this point. Should anything go awry, I do not hesitate to seek aid from travellers along the way. I do not need to remind thee that it's a dangerous land, even without our current concerns, and a party is stronger than an individual in all respects. Should additional assistance be required, I understand that Jaheira and Khalid are currently at the friendly Arm Inn. They know little of what has passed, but they are ever thy friends, and will no doubt help however they can. Luck be with us all. I'm getting too old for this. E. So, that was a very cryptic letter that hasn't really helped us out a great deal, although it has reminded us that Khalid and Jaheira are at the Friendly Arm Inn, and that's precisely where Gorion told us to go if anything happened to him. So that's what we're going to be doing. That is going to become our primary goal, to reach the Friendly Arm Inn, and hopefully as speedily as possible, because right now, between the two of us, we have pretty terrible equipment. Honestly, we have some studded leather armor, which is not amazing. Imoen doesn't have any armor. She only has a handful of arrows, which I'm going to merge into one stack. She does have a wand of magic missiles, which is good, and she brought some healing potions with her, which is useful. And she does have an oil of speed, but on the whole, we're in pretty dire straits right now. I need to give this dagger as well. That's why I picked it up in the first place, because she doesn't have a melee weapon otherwise. So yeah, we've got this gem, which is useless for pretty much anything other than selling. We've got this letter, which I'm going to keep for now, and yeah, we've got a few potions, and yeah, so we're not doing too good. We've only got 71 gold as well.
What you want?
Is that Gorion? Yes, it was Gorion. He died while protecting me from an attack. Don't you even know what attacked you? Whatever it was, it looks like it was vicious. Ogres, some girl with a mace, and a huge man in spiked armor. I did not stick around long enough to take a closer look, you know, with Gorion shouting at me to run and that man demanding my head and all. I see. Well, so he wasn't after Gorion, but you. I don't like this, Marcus. Don't like it at all. Yeah, this seems most appropriate. I didn't want Gorion to die, but I will avenge him, Imoen. Just you wait. Right then, I'll be with you all the way. But you think first we should bury Gorion? I mean, it's not proper to leave him out like this. And that's a very good idea, so I suppose you're right. Well, why are we standing about? Let's just dig. Maybe one day we can return and add a small gravestone or something. I don't want to have to bury someone ever again. Don't you go and die on me now, Marcus. I don't think I could handle it if I had to bury you as well. As long as you promise I won't have to bury you about that, that's a bit soppy. Don't worry, Imoen, I won't. Now, let's go and let Gorion rest in peace.
What?
You bury Gorion in a small stone cairn where he fell. So there we go. Oh, there's a bunch of scrolls over here as well. Yeah, there's a scroll of... so what's this? A scroll of blur. We can use this scroll if we want. We put it in the quick item slot and then we can activate it
Make it quick.
Here. The reason we can do that is because we're a bard and we do have magical abilities. At the minute we don't have any mage spells. And we can't use any spells either. We don't have any slots here in the memorized section. Now, the way magic works in this game is a little bit obtuse, but the gist of it is basically you have a bunch of spells which you know, and then every time you rest, you memorize a certain number of them. And from those certain number of spells that you memorize, those are the ones you're allowed to cast in combat and stuff, until you rest again and memorize some different spells. So that's the way it works, essentially. Now, with this scroll, I could... not that scroll, this scroll. I could hit Write Magic, which would basically... Instead of just having this scroll around which we could use, or maybe even sell, we could cast it. We could copy it into our spell book, which would in turn... in the process of doing so, that would destroy the scroll, but then it would mean that we permanently have that spell to be able to cast. Now... At the minute, there's not much point in doing that, because we can't cast any spells anyway, because we don't have any slots to memorize spells in. It's also a level 2 spell, and we will only be able to... I think once we level up, we will be able to cast level 1 spells, because we'll gain a memorized slot. I think that's how it works with bards. I'm not entirely sure. But level 2 spells, we won't get until a bit later on, so there's not much point in copying that into our spellbook just yet, really. It's not an amazing spell anyway, really. So, well, it's alright, actually. It's not bad, but it's not that useful to us right now. Except as maybe a scroll, or maybe if I just sell it or something, so...
Yes?
Now then, where do we go from here? Well, we need to head back to the road and get going to the friendly army. And I think right now, our priority should just be to get straight there, really, as fast as possible. Now, the world in this game is quite big and quite open, and there's lots of places to explore, and lots of people to meet, and lots of little quests to do and stuff like that. And I do intend over the course of this Let's Play to go off and do bits of exploring and stuff here and there. However, right now, because we've got terrible equipment and we kind of need to find some more party members, we should really just get going right now, really, and not stop to, just kind of go off wandering around here, because there are monsters in the area, and some of them are really quite tough for a level 1 character to fight properly. So I think I'm probably just going to get going back towards the road, which is down here somewhere, I think. Yeah, here we go. This way. Well, have we just gone back round? Never mind, okay, we're already in this bit. We just need to keep heading this way and we'll soon be out of this first starting area. Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Well, a busy day for me today indeed. Strange noises throughout the night and now a plethora of people strolling about the wood. You do look a touch more hospitable than the last two I met, though. Well met, stranger. I am called Colsaid. Hey, I'm Imoen, and that's my friend Marcus. We just got out of Candlekeep and are starting out on a grand adventure, avenging that great mage and all. Go on, Marcus, why are you standing there with your mouth shut? When the tide, as a clown when the tide is out. You know more than I about that fighting thing anyway, so go tell about it. That's what adventurers do, famous ones anyway. Or how would they ever get into the bard songs? See. Wait a minute, yeah, you saw two people in the wood? I was told to meet some friends at the friendly army inn. Perhaps they are the ones you met. Perhaps the ones you met are one and the same. I doubt these are the ones you seek. They do not seem the friendly type and are far afield of the inn. If you wish to meet them, I left them not a moment ago just up the road. You'll have to pass them anyway if you wish to go to the friendly army. There is a crossroad away to the east, and the inn is north of that. Okay, well, thank you for your time. I shall be on my way. Right, let's keep going. Okay, one thing to mention actually. This game has a journal system in it. But one of the cool things about it is that it allows you to actually write your own journal updates if you want to, custom ones, like say here, like this is a journal update, exclamation mark, enter, done, and there you go, it enters it in here, day 1, hour 8, whoa, and then the date here. It's a pretty cool feature. I've never really used it in the past, but I was thinking, like, for those of you who haven't watched my Oblivion Let's Play, what I did in that was I kept a journal using a mod that allowed you to write in books. I kept a journal of this character I was playing as, and it recorded kind of his inner thoughts and stuff like that. And I would put little journal update videos in between the normal videos that were maybe 1 or 2 minutes long, where you could read the latest entry in the character's journal. Now, I was thinking that we could potentially do something similar here, because you are allowed to write your own journal entries through this screen. So, but I don't know. I'm not really I'm a bit undecided on it. So, I don't know if you guys fancy seeing me do more journal updates like I did with Oblivion. Then speak up. Let me know. Because if enough people say that I should do it, then I probably will do it. Otherwise, I might just not bother. So, can I delete that? Oh right, yeah, there we go, delete. Thank God for that. So yeah, that's just something I thought was worth mentioning. So, anyway, let's carry on up this road. Oh Christ, what the hell?